Amaka was shocked to hear her husband yell at her. Why do you have to go to church without telling me? I went to the house of God to seek God's face. I didn't go anywhere bad either. He said, to hell with you and that house of God, with the appropriate amount of malice directed at her. Just know that if you dare visit any church without getting my permission, you will return to your old home. If you dare to disobey me, don't dare enter into my home. Amaka tried to convince herself that she wasn't dreaming. She realized she wasn't dreaming when the pinch of her hand hurt her. She turned back to face her spouse. Is it her husband or someone else exactly? Femi has never yelled at her. He has always been kind and considerate. She was astonished because this was the first time he yelled at her. She didn't see anything wrong with what she did. Therefore, she was perplexed as why Femi would be so upset. For the love of God, she visited a church rather than a shrine. Why would he be so furious over it? I don't get it, sweetheart. Since when do I need your permission before I go anywhere? She inquired in astonishment. I have expressed myself, he snapped. However, I went to a church and not a shrine. What is the issue with it? We need help. So I went to look for it where we could find it. And now you are telling me not to go there again. She gave him a perplexed expression. Do you have to travel from church to church like a prostitute? Do you feel that the church you attend is not sufficient for you? Isn't that the same God that they worship in your church? What makes the church so wonderful that you feel compelled to visit it and pray? I didn't view it that way. I said I should just try this new perspective since grace varies from pastor to pastor. Just know that what you did today didn't sit well with me. Next time, avoid trying it out. He gave a firm warning. Okay, I apologize. She had grown weary of arguing with him. Amaka was taken aback by her husband's attitude. It was not like him. She wondered why he would be so upset merely because she attended a different church. She came to the conclusion that he was envious. After that day, Amaka observed the difference in her husband's attitude towards her. He was constantly interested in her whereabouts when he wasn't around. He was curious about what she was doing. He started to yell and ask plenty of questions. Amaka grew weary of his never-ending inquiries. At the market one day, she ran into one of her cousins and they exchanged pleasantries. Amaka gave Edith her address and extended an invitation for a visit. The next week, Edith came to visit Amaka at home. When Edith greeted him, Femi was chilly. He left the sitting room for his room and a short while later, he summoned Amaka to the room. Why was she here? He questioned. The way he spoke to her startled Amaka. Her husband has just astounded her with his cold attitudes. Before she arrived, I informed you about her visit, and you didn't say anything. Is there something I missed now that she's here? Yes, there is. I dislike guests poking about my home. I don't want guests in my home. My sister Edith is not a stranger to me. She is a stranger to me. Where was every one of them when you needed help from your aunt? That statement hurt Amaka. I'm not sure about what you are suggesting, but my family still care about me, despite what my aunt did to me. They are, and failed to assist you when you needed them. Why are they all clamoring for your friendship right now? He remarked in jest. Tears were streaming from Amaka's eyes. Her husband was trying to bring up a painful memory for her. Please, I implore you, stop bringing up the past. I have healed and don't need to linger on it. She made a seductive hand gesture towards him. I dislike having visitors come to my home. Visitors to my home, especially strangers, bother me. I will give you 5 minutes to tell your cousin to leave, informed her before leaving. Amaka felt stunned. She gasped as she stared at her husband's disappearing figure. She shrugged and returned to the living room. Nay, I'm sorry. I'm talking to my hubby about something. No need to keep it a secret. I heard what he said, Amaka. He didn't try to disguise it. Instead, he was outspoken about it, which reached me in this place. Cut off my leg if you ever see me in this your home. She spoke in a voice of pain. Her pain covered her entire face. Amaka attempted to hold her. He didn't mean it that way, it. So it's not what you think. I'm not a baby, Amaka, and I don't want to cause you and your husband any trouble. All the best to you, dear sister. You will be delivered by God. As she approached the door, Edith said. Amaka watched her leave but was speechless. She started crying because her heart was hurting so much. This was simply excessive. How could Femi harm her like this? The first relative to go close to her and visit her. Edith was family to her and had great meaning for her. How was her spouse able to do this for her? Why? Please, make this the first and last time any of your relatives visit my home. I don't want to see them there. As he entered the living room, Femi gave a warning. You speak as though the house is solely yours. My house. My house. I live here as well. She yelled at him angrily. If you didn't want any of my relatives here, none of yours will come here either. Says whom? In jest he questioned. Me! And what gave you the idea that you had the authority to alter what I had written down? What gave you the idea that you were entitled to this home? Did you pay for its construction? Did you contribute in any way? His eyes were fixed on her as he questioned. Her husband, Femi, wasn't the Femi she was familiar with. Her husband is now different. She hoped it was all a dream. Is it possible that he set out specifically to torment and punish her? How did she offend him exactly? There was undoubtedly a problem somewhere. They ought not to be fighting. There is a problem. You don't have the authority to tell me what to do inside my own home. This house was built from my sweat. You have no right at all. If I get weary of you, I have the right to kick you and your belongings out of this house. You didn't even bring anything to this place. So what am I even saying? Even the clothing you are wearing is not your own. My property, Amaka. I'm free to choose what I want to do to you. You have no one, so nothing bad will happen to me. After she recovered from her shock, she eventually remarked, You have said your own. As your wife, I'm also entitled to this home. I will say it again. If my family isn't allowed to visit this property, yours are not going to be allowed too. She spoke out angrily. God will punish you for saying that. She longed at him. God will punish you too. Amaka didn't anticipate it, but when he struck her in the right cheek with full power, she staggered and lost her footing. She temporarily had the feeling of going blind because she was unable to see anything. Amaka charged at her husband like a bull when she was finally able to see him because she was so furious. She grabbed hold of his shirt and yelled, Kill me today! Kill me, oh! It seems love has gone sour between Amaka and Femi. Why would Femi change his attitude towards Amaka? Do you believe Femi has made the right decision when he asked Amaka not to allow any of her family access to the home? The following episode is going to be hot. Don't miss it at all. To make sure you do not miss the next episode, please subscribe and also do not forget to like and comment as it helps our channel grow, and I'm sure you'd only want to see us grow. Until we see you again, bye!